episode number 4 here. Your boy Johnny.
It's Jeannie.
Sean.
Today we got a very special guest. My boy, a friend, a brother, a mentor. Luis Garcia, baby.
For
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Garcia
Alright,
Sounds like what's up, G?
West without last time.
West
I didn't know he got a little company now.
By the way, they want to do like a little alumni game, like where all the like Florida Christian, Belen, all the Christian. They don't want that. They don't want that.
He's the guest. You see how we want to be.
So you already know.
Even though we never played that in high school.
Yeah.
Christian never played basketball in high school. That was crazy.
Well, talk about your high school career for the Christian though. How's everything kind of with that?
Well, originally I went to Columbus, and I was at Columbus for 2 years. I was there for 2 years. My sophomore year, I was on varsity. I was one of the only 2 sophomores on varsity. I kind of felt like, I was working hard. I was doing my thing. I was actually playing very well my sophomore year. I just wasn't getting given a chance, And then a couple things happened. A rumor popped up that I was like transferring when I wasn't even transferring yet. I wasn't even transferring yet. Like I was just playing.
But you were gonna transfer.
I was gonna eventually, but I wasn't even. But straight up, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just playing through my sophomore year. It's already getting towards the end of the season, so I played my whole sophomore season with Columbus. I think we're about to play Tim Hardaway Jr. in the playoffs. It's like regional finals or some shit like that. And I guess the rumor came around to my coach and like the president of the school. And one day they just called me into the office in the middle of school. They called me into the office. Whenever I get in the office, it's the president, the coach, and the athletic director. They're sitting like at this round table. And I'm sitting like this in the middle, just like interrogating. Sophomore, bro. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even know what they're calling me in for. Because remember, it's not true. I had really just like, I was probably talked about it like, I might leave next year, but bro,
like joking around.
I don't know where. I don't know where. So they basically sit me down and they're like, "Oh, we heard this. We heard you're leaving." That's what they said. We heard you're leaving. I'm going to this school and the other. Is that true? I was like, "No, it's not true." But I'm not saying. I didn't say I wasn't leaving. Bro, at the end of the conversation, it was like a 20-minute conversation. They pretty much looked at me and they were like, "Look, if you plan on staying here, you come to practice. If you're not staying here next year, don't come to practice tomorrow." And that was literally right before the regional
finals. So they just gave you that option.
That was ultimatum. They gave me the ultimatum. They looked at me and they were like, because first Christian came up, but to be honest, I had no idea where I was going, bro. And they were like, "Oh, you're going to go to they were like trying to downplay it. Like, you're going to go to another school, you're not going to go to college." In my head, I'm like, "Well, I don't even get a chance here. I ain't going to go to college if I stay here." You know what I'm saying? So they gave me the ultimatum. And I was already like, if I didn't make the decision, you just forced my hand. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to give me that ultimatum, and I'm going to stay here. Like, I basically said, "All right, peace out." And I didn't even go to practice the next day. I still went to the game. And we, I don't even remember if we won or lost. They leased Tim Hardaway Jr.
They leased it on the bench and everything, too?
What? I was off the team.
Wow.
I had to sit there. Yeah.
Like that?
They did me dirty. Yeah. I had to sit with the fans. After playing the whole season with them. So that I transferred. That's when I transferred for the Christian. My first year was all right. My first year really playing heavy minutes on varsity. I averaged like 18 points a game. We had brought in like 10 transfers, bro. We had brought in like 10 transfers. So we did pretty good. We came up short that year. My senior year, I was already like, all right, now it's my time to go. We had a lot of young guys. I was really like the only senior on our team. I had a pretty good senior year. I averaged like 26 points a game. I ended up scoring 1,000 points, which was pretty cool. We won districts.
Yeah.
We won districts my senior year. And then we ended up coming up short in regionals. But yeah, for the Christian was dope, man. Shout out Coach Prusner.
Yes,
At the time, man. Shout out to Coach Prusner.
Hey, shout out to Coach Prusner.
How did you start with basketball and stuff?
How did I start? Man, I actually started late. Like, I started playing basketball when I was 10 years old. So in 4th grade was the first time I ever played organized basketball. I had just moved back from Orlando. And one of my boys just played. So he was like, "Oh, why don't you come and play basketball? Try it out." I was like, "All right." I played baseball. I was playing baseball. I'm like, "Man, I hate baseball. It's so boring." It's so boring, bro. Like, I love training baseball players.
Baseball hearts out there.
Bro, I was a center fielder. I was just be standing there all game.
Oh my
And in middle school, nobody hits
Nobody's
It's chilling in center
You get
field.
no action.
So I was like, bro, I need to change the scenery. He's like, come play basketball. I was chubby, bro. Like I was not.
Yeah, you weren't as big as you are right
I
now.
was chubby. I didn't play no sports. I played video games. I love video games, straight up. So, I go play basketball. Well, I'll try it. 4th grade was the first time playing basketball. Bro, I didn't really like it. Not on the front. I didn't really like it. It was the one I liked the most, but I'm like, bro, I'd rather stay home and play video games. Straight up. So I played in 4th grade. I gave her one more chance right after that on like I think it was Tamiami. It was like a Tamiami team. Coach made me cry the first practice. Straight up, I was crying. He made us yeah, he was a firefighter. He was like, yo, he didn't know nothing about basketball. He was like, yo, I'm gonna take yeah. 10-year-old team. I'm there like trying to learn how to shoot. I don't know how to shoot. I don't know how to shoot a dribble. I'm like trying to learn how to shoot a dribble. He goes, all right, today we're gonna run 3 miles.
What's that gonna do?
Bro, I was looking at my mom. She was sitting on the side. I'm like, bro, take me out. Straight up. But my mom actually told me, she was like, look, you already started this shit. You're not stopping until. Straight up, my mom told me, like, you're not stopping until the end of the season. Then you can choose. Bro, to be honest, that season was the season I fell in love with basketball. And then ever since then, like, I was just obsessed with basketball up until today. You know?
And talk about like now in college, talk about like your college success.
So
college big time for you.
Yeah. So I went to Marietta College, a small school in southeastern Ohio. It's right on the border of West Virginia. And again, shout out to Coach Prusner. So I went to a small Division III college. When I was getting out of high school, you know, every player obviously wants to get D1 and D2 offers. I didn't have any D1 offers coming out of high school. I had a lot of D2 interest. And to be honest, if I wanted to go play D2 on a ride, I could have played D2 on a ride. But Coach Prusner, like I said, shout out to him, man. He sat me down and he was basically like, he actually cared about me. You know, he was like, look, decisions like this, you got to kind of put your ego to the side.
Yeah, and that's tough for a lot of
You
people.
know, and to be honest, the things that I still preach with my athletes today, I tell every single athlete going to college, yo, when you're making this decision and you make a list of pros and cons, you got to pull your ego out of the equation. Because your ego is telling you, oh, you're good enough for D1. You need that scholarship. You need this and that. That's what your ego is telling you. Your friends are telling you, yo, you're too good to go to D3. You're too good to go D2. You got to be D1. Random strangers that don't even know you are coming up to you and they're like, oh, shit, man, you're D1, D1, right? Yeah. That's not D1. You know, like just the way people even bring this stuff up in conversation, it don't even make you want to say, oh, I chose D3 or I chose D2. You know what I'm saying? But I had that mentor and he told me, yo, take your ego out of it. And when I listed my pros and cons, I'm like, man, there's no reason why I shouldn't go to Marietta. So I decided to go to Marietta. I did not know one person there other than the coach. You know, as a freshman, I struggled. I'm not gonna lie. As a freshman, I struggled a lot.
Yeah, how's that adjustment though? When you leaving? For me, it was tough in New Mexico. I can't even imagine. You know,
yeah, man. I mean, bro, when I pulled up, it was freezing already. Like the temperature was crazy.
Especially coming from down here.
I was the only Hispanic Cuban in the whole city. Straight up. Not playing. There's 3 Hispanics in the whole school. Me, a Brazilian, and a Venezuelan. And there's no other Hispanic. Everybody else was Mexican. Straight up. Straight up. They don't know. They don't know, you know. So my first year, bro, was a culture shock. But to be honest, what messed me up was that basketball wasn't going how I thought it was going to go. You know, which happens for most freshmen. Every freshman comes in thinking they're going to be the man. You know, I'm going to be the man. You know, I'm going to be the man. I'm going to go ball out. And that wasn't the case for me. You know what I'm saying? I played a little bit, but not exactly how much I wanted to play. That summer, so that was my whole freshman year. I came back that summer. I wasn't discouraged though. I was actually motivated by it, you know. I worked out that summer. Well, I worked out all day, every single day that off season. I went back my sophomore year. The beginning still wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be, but after a few games, actually what happened was some of my teammates got in trouble. And this is why I preach to all my athletes too. It's about the stuff you do off the court too. Some of my teammates weren't really doing the right things off the court, getting drunk, partying too much, doing too much drugs. They ended up getting in trouble, doing some stupid shit, you know? So my minutes got upped crazy. I got added like 15 more minutes a game. Bro, and ever since that was like 2 or 3 games into my sophomore year. Bro, that was like the opportunity I was waiting for, you know what I'm saying? I blew up. I went crazy, you know what I'm saying? I was working the hardest. I became a leader. I was our defensive stopper. I was averaging one of the most points in the team. I was doing everything, you know? So ever since that, even when the players came back, they never took my spot again, bro. All the way into my senior year, I started and pretty much led a great team. So we broke about every school record possible. My junior year, we were top 3 in the country at one point, number 3. We made it all the way to the Elite 8. We were 22-0 to start the season. So at that time, the only 2 teams that were undefeated were us and Kentucky. Kentucky. And the whole country, the whole country. All college basketball, all division, all levels, Marietta College and Kentucky were the only 2 in the
That's major.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. If we would have won one more game, ESPN was gonna do a interview with our coach. But then we lost.
That's that season though.
Oh,
That's
bro.
still a good season though.
No, yeah. No, we made it all the way to Elite 8, bro. It was dope, man. And to win, we won our conference championship, we won our league championship. I have a ring, I have a big old ring from college. I scored 1,000 points in college. I never played defense in my life, but in college, bro, I had to. That was that transition I was talking about for my freshman, my sophomore year. Coach was like, yo, Lou, you're the best scorer on the court, bro, but you can't tee nobody up. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm gonna have to like, oof, all right. I guess I gotta do this. I gotta figure this out. And I did it, and and then things ended up working out, man.
And prior to that, going into Marietta, you took a visit there. How was that?
Bro, I took a visit. It was dope. I mean, when I went to the visit, it was like they were doing like a high school camp. So it was like the coach was like, "Yo, all your teammates are gonna be here. The whole team's gonna be here. That's the best time to come." So I went on my visit during this high school camp, and we got to play. They made like a freshman team of visitors that put us in the high school tournament to play against some of these high school teams. Obviously, we were whooping their ass, following their asses, but it was fun, bro. I really only went to Marietta for basketball with no other thing on my mind other than basketball. It's focus. Focus, bro. Like I was focused. Like there was really nothing that was gonna stop me. I even had a girlfriend, and she knew what's up. Like she was like, I was like, yo, I gotta go. I know. You know? And then at Marietta too, another thing was I had the second hardest major in the school. So I was working both on off the major. So my major was athletic training, which a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's a sports medicine major. The only harder major in my school was petroleum engineering.
That's a different level right there. Elon Musk right there.
Yeah. But bro, I was doing 40 hours a week outside of the class. I was taking all the same health and science classes that the biotech majors and the health majors were taking. You know what I'm saying? I had a cadaver class of dead bodies. Like we literally, my senior year, dissected 3 dead bodies.
No.
And I'm talking about, that's how you go. And then the test, bro, I'm not even gonna talk about that. PTSD. This is crazy for real.
Yeah, before we talk about Garcia Effect.
Yeah, no, I had another question just for the people that's viewing and the young hoopers and stuff. So a lot of people don't know about different levels of basketball outside of the D1 that they see on TV. So talk a little bit about the competition, right? Because I'm sure when it comes to the guards, bro, the talent is there. You get me? So just talk about that.
Let me say this one story right here. So going into my junior year, Ohio University, which is D1, Ohio University Bobcats, right? They had just made it to the Sweet 16 that year before. We were playing them in an exhibition game to start the season.
Right.
They sold out 10,000 tickets in their dome, playing against us, a D3 team. Right? It was like really hyped up because we had just had a badass season and we were going up. And we were D3, but still like it was pretty hyped up, bro. So we went into the game, and as soon as the warm-ups started, you already see Ohio University's like, they're warming up like the cool cat. You know, like when you're playing AAU and you see the little team over there, everybody about to go they're doing, like they laughing, like, that's stupid. They're walking, bro. And we're just over here focused, ready to kill, like ready to show that we can compete against these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And bro, we played OU, and at halftime we were up 15. We were up 15. They ended up coming back and beating us by 10. But we were up 15, and I gave them those 24 points. And I was unstoppable, bro. I was just hitting shots in their face. As far as the guard play and all of that, I really didn't see a difference. The biggest difference for me from Division III to Division I is really athleticism. It's the biggest thing I saw. And not to say that you don't have athletes in D3 either, because, bro, I played against some monster athletes. Raw athletes. I'm talking about some of the highest jumpers in the world. They were just maybe missing some of the skill, you know? So that's really the biggest. You got hoopers at all levels, D3, D2, D1. At the end of the day, college basketball is college basketball. And to play at any level is a blessing. Crazy blessing, crazy opportunity. And if you get to do it, you got to cherish that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, there's hoopers at every single level. D3, there's none in Florida. So the Florida Hoopers don't get to see. They just assume it's trash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just assume it's trash. Look, bro, my favorite D3 story, just crazy, just popped in my head right now. Duncan Robinson, who plays for the freaking Miami Heat.
Michigan,
Bro, that guy literally played Division III.
Came out of nowhere.
If we would have not lost the Elite Eight, we would have played him next game. Marietta would have played Duncan Robinson. I would have played against him.
What school did he go to?
Bro, I think it was a school in Wisconsin. I don't know the exact name of the school. I'm not even going to throw school names out there. But it was Division III.
And that's crazy, yeah. Imagine
now he's
playing for
Miami
Heat,
Heat, bro. Breaking Heat records. Breaking records, bro. That's crazy. That just goes to show you, like, there's competition and hoopers at every level.
And how is it for the young audience too? That mentality, staying focused, because in college you get sidetracked with parties and this and that and going on and all that. What do you have to say?
Facts. I think that was a huge thing for us and for any college team, right? Because now you go from being a high school kid to now you have all the freedom in the world to kind of do whatever you want. So now really is when discipline plays a huge role, because you might have a game, you might have practice, but who's to tell you not to party? Nobody's telling you not to party. You know, so you basically say, I am a party, I'm not party. And in my college, well, there was partying 7 days a week.
But you don't think there's guys that can do both?
Is there guys that can do both? Yes, but would you be more effective doing just one?
Right.
That's what the question is, you know what I'm saying? I know guys that have done both. Yeah. I know guys that have, I'm talking about party like to no ends, and then the next day hungover. Still high, bro. Yeah, like straight up, hungover and high. These dudes walking in the pack. I had a teammate, bro, dude would look at me half asleep, and then he would go up and posterize somebody. But in me, I was like, damn, let me try with this dude. I was trying to practice one time. Even now, 100%, bro, I was sucked, bro. I'm about cramping. I'll be cramping. I'll be like, shit. I should have slept 18 hours. Straight up. But that's what I tell everyone. There's a time and place for everything. My rule was, and I kind of enforced it with my teammates too, as a junior and a senior, I would go, and some people might think it's a little overboard, but it wasn't for what we were trying to accomplish. I would go and knock on my teammates' doors on nights that we weren't supposed to party, and make sure everybody's in their fucking room. Straight up. I would go knock on the door, they open up, be like, yo, anybody here? Good. And if they're not there, you know, it wasn't a really, and I had times where they weren't there, or I would walk in and they're partying. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, it was like, oh, what the hell are you doing? But it's like, you just hold people accountable. You're like, you see, if you're not playing, I will walk in, they're partying, I'll be like, yo, if y'all aren't playing, aren't getting the minutes you want, aren't doing the things you want, look at it right here, bro. And you just kind of show it to them like that. But I was doing that, you know, and we had a good dope season.
But how do you think athletes should approach, you know, teammates who don't take the game as serious or practice? And
you're always gonna have that, bro. I'm talking about even when you get to a level like the NBA, bro. There's levels to everything. There's gonna be guys.
We're talking about take 2 days to just leave and chill.
Straight up. You got that in the NBA. There's dudes that like got that Kobe mentality where they have to work out every single day. This is my job. This is my passion. And then there's dudes like Dennis Rodman where might just want to be. They want to chill. They don't have the same mentality. But that's what I'm saying. There's that in the NBA. There's that in D1. There's that in D2. There's that in D3. I had a kid tell me that the other day. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to stay on my team because not everybody's focused." I don't know what team you're gonna play on where everybody's focused. I'm like, it doesn't happen that way. The goal is you gotta be the force in there that's trying to motivate everyone to be focused. At the end of the day, you can't force somebody. You know what I'm saying? You cannot force somebody. And that's why to build a nice organization or a championship organization, it takes more than just players. It takes coaches understanding that, you can't have some players on the team that aren't doing the right things.
That's
right. Some coaches, a player will be slacking off, and just because he's one of the better players, you might let him slide. And one of the worst players, you might reprimand him. That's the word, bro. I don't believe in that kind of coaching. I believe in treating everybody the same way. Whether you're the all-star first, you could be the best player in the country, bro. If you're not living up to the team rules, team standards that we have, you're gonna get booted. I will kick you off my team. I will show you know what I'm saying. It's not nobody's over that.
So talking about that focus through the season and all the above, you in your own personal life, I'm sure it took extreme focus after college career is done, graduation come around. What do I do? Right. So talk about that journey and transitioning to where you are now and stuff like that.
Okay.
We made merch here, and so.
Dope. So this is kind of what happened after my senior year. I still wanted to play. I wanted to play pro ball, but I knew so many athletes that kind of like chased their hoop dreams until their hoop dreams were no more, and then they ended up with nothing. After you're done with ball, when all you've done is basketball, you don't have anything else you can do. You're kind of stuck. Right now you're working a 9 to 5, now you're miserable just because your hoop dreams didn't work out. I didn't want it to be like that. So originally, as soon as my senior year ended, I had finished. I was still training to play pro. I had an agent and everything. He was looking for me to play. I sent an email to every single one of my teammates. All my teammates already knew me as like the one kid on the team that worked out like every single day, especially in the weight room. I've been lifting since I was 17. I was the one who worked out the most.
This guy's a monster, though.
It's
different. It's different. Trust
You know
me.
what I'm saying? Even in college, I was on that. Like I was working out every single day on some bodybuilder shit, and I was a hooper. You know. So by the time my senior year ended, everybody knew I knew the most about that shit. Straight up.
Show one time.
This elbow don't let nobody come in from the left, bro. Elbow hit me, and you still get the L1 too. You got the stability.
Jamal Crawford.
Well, you know, one thing I've always wondered, bro, like about trainers and everything, is it? I feel like their whole purpose is to see like the players suffer, like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if the player is making the drill and he's not hands-on, the trainer feels like. Do you think
I'm insulted. Like
do you think some trainers are like, I gotta see, like, especially if it's your best guy and you're hitting him with everything and he hasn't even touched his knees yet.
Bro, I think there's two parts to this. I think a good trainer, a really good trainer can adjust on the fly. So if a drill is too easy for an athlete, and there's a time and place where you have to raise the intensity of a drill, that is very true. You two might not be on the same intensity level. You might be a little more athletic than him, a little faster than him, a little more conditioned than him. You should not be doing the same drill as him.
Right.
It ain't gonna affect you the same way. So a good trainer to some extent has that in him. If he sees the drill's not hard enough, you can raise the intensity. Now, for those trainers that just want to kill everyone to seem like, I'm a kid trainer that kills everybody, it shouldn't be like that either. Right. You know, a lot of people think that I kill everyone, but that's just all I show.
Yeah.
I only show myself killing them. They don't see the rehab sessions, the lighter sessions, the recovery sessions, the times where we do slower reps, where the intensity is way lower and the goal is different. It's all about the goal too. A good trainer can identify the goal for the session too, 100%. But to go back to what you were saying, I didn't even get to finish answering your question, dog. My senior year, I sent out an email to the whole team saying, bro, I got free training for everyone. But the rules are you cannot miss one session. I literally said, I got training for y'all for the next 2 months, free, you cannot miss a session. Let me know if you want to do it. I got 9 teammates out of 23, because we had a JV and a varsity, so we had 9 athletes. So we had 23 teammates, out of 23, only 9 of them hit me back. 9. I'm telling you, these guys were all guys that would hit me up like, oh, let's work out. And when I sent out this email, only 9 dudes hit me back. And I was like, hey, I just want quality. I don't care about all of them. So I was already thinking like, all right, these are going to be my first 9 athletes. I'm not just going to let my hoop change be my only dreams, my only goals. So I trained them. So after 2 months, I had fire results, bro. I had 6 weeks of 8 college athletes, and I had the results which were fire. Like their before and afters were crazy. Like they were coming out ripped, jacked up. Their performance didn't even rated, but they were jumping higher, all that. So as soon as I got here, most trainers start on ground zero. I already had 6 college athletes under my belt. I was still training. Every day I was training for basketball, and every day I was trying to do something for Garcia Effect. I started working on my certification. I got the best training certification you could get. And then slowly doing things like that, I went to a showcase to play pro ball. I ended up getting a contract to go play in Mexico. It wasn't for much money. I don't even know how much it was, but it wasn't much. They gave me the contract, and when it came, I was already doing Garcia Effect for a year. When it was like my time to say, all right, I did the same thing I did like for Marietta, pros and cons. When it was my time to look at the pros and the cons, I didn't think my body was really going to last playing overseas ball. And bro, my goals had changed. I changed from wanting to play ball myself or achieve those dreams to helping others achieve those dreams, you know what I'm saying? And guide them in a way that I didn't have, because I really didn't have nobody showing me how to do stuff. Especially when it came to like my body or like skills and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, then I got so then after that I came back here, started up with my athletes, decided to stay with Garcia Effect, opened up my supplement company. I sell apparel too, but really what I do is do my online training, my in-person training, and the supplement company.
And talk about the online program a little bit, because you getting a lot of people jumping on that.
Yeah. So I got a couple online programs. My best one, like the most famous one, whatever you want to call it, is a jump program. All right. I know it's the best jump program in the country, in the world. But yeah, it's badass, bro. It gives you crazy results. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Not everyone can finish it. Not everyone can finish it. But my results are guaranteed. Like if you do this program and follow exactly what it says all the way through, if you can like survive, you will get these results 100%. So it's kind of blown up because you can't just talk about it. You need results. I've got thousands of results, bro. Thousands of videos of kids from all over the world. Not even just at first it was just local. You know what I'm saying? Now I get, bro, random DM. Some dude I never talked to sending me a video like, yo, look at me dunking now. I'm from Italy. Or they'll say it in like a weird language or like type it weird. You're like, oh, this is really cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's taking time, bro. Like I've been selling the same program for years.
And talk about like the supplements, the pills and everything.
So as far as the supplement company, when I had this idea, it was there's so many supplements out there, man, that you wouldn't believe what you're actually putting into your body. And when you're making a supplement like this, the regulations as to what you can put in there and what you can write on the bottle, there's not many. A lot of these companies are here lying to us. Lying to us about what they're putting in there. A lot of them are even getting sued. They have lawsuits currently on them and they just push them off. Push them off, and keep selling their products. So I'm like, bro, I gotta change this. I wanna make a line of supplements geared just towards athletes. Not towards bodybuilders, not towards lifters. Is it good for them too? 100%. But just towards athletes, all right? I want it to be the cleanest and the healthiest thing they can take for their goals. And that's when I started the company. Now, right now I got 2 supplements. I have a joint formula and I have my grass-fed protein. I'm right now working on my 3rd one. I'm right now working on my 3rd supplement. It's a all-natural sleep and recovery formula. So it has all natural ingredients to help you go to sleep at night for those who have trouble sleeping, which I was a kid like that. In college, bro, I needed melatonin every single night. I was taking melatonin every night to help me sleep. So the supplement's gonna have natural sleep ingredients, and then it's also gonna have ingredients to help you recover while you're sleeping. Because if you've never looked into it, when you're sleeping is actually when you're recovering the most. That's when your muscles are rebuilding. So that is a crucial time. So that is the time you gotta be putting those supplements into your body. So as you're sleeping, your body absorbs it. So that's what I'm coming out with now. Other flavors of the protein too. Just little by little, bro, this stuff costs money, you know what I'm saying? I'm a one-man army, bro. I'm really a one-man army. I don't got nobody backing me on this. I obviously have people that support me, people that invest a little along the way, but I'm a one-man army, bro, so it takes time.
You say that comes from your background with your major and everything like that, learning about the body, what's
Well, bro, 100%. My major is, my degree and my major, so my athletic training certification and licensure, because I'm licensed in Florida too, makes me a healthcare provider. You cannot get that unless you go through the school and then through a 4-year program and then get certified after you go through the 4-year program. So if you didn't go to school for it, you can't even get certified or licensed in it. And now, what they just did, I kind of beat the system. They made it a master's program, bro. So you can't even get certified or licensed like I am unless you get your master's. But since I'm already licensed and certified, I don't gotta get it. I don't gotta get the master's. So I kind of beat the system right there, you know? But I got that licensure certification, so it makes me equipped to touch athletes, do rehab on athletes, all of that stuff. And then I have my strength and conditioning certification, so it just adds on top of everything, bro. And I kind of use them to supplement themselves.
And talk about how is it training these NBA guys? Because now I know now you're seeing new NBA players every week now. So
it's dope, bro. You know, it's dope training the NBA guys. To be honest, though, I like training the NBA guys, but it's not my favorite clients. My favorite clients are the young kids, bro. To be honest with you, that not just personal preference. But my favorite class are the young kids because you can influence them the most. As an NBA guy or as a pro, and this is why I don't like a lot of people taking credit. Some people are like, oh, that's my athlete. You know what I'm saying? That's like, bro, how long you been training that dude the whole life? I'm only putting in work. I'm only putting in work. I'm putting in the NBA. Come on, when you were still a baby, you were putting in work. Come on, brother, these dudes have been putting in work. You can't do that, you know? These guys already know kind of what they're doing. You got to just guide them along. So it's actually easier to train pro guys. And once you have your certifications and qualifications and you're around those guys that are pro, a good trainer just kind of just guides them. Doesn't try to own them and change their shit.
And you think it's about time these guys are, right?
Yeah. You've been working with my boy Ronnie.
That's right, talk about Ronnie. You and Ronnie been doing a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, you work with Taylor Sports Group, you're gonna get signed. You're gonna get signed straight up. Shout out to my brother right there. That's my brother. You work with him, you're gonna get signed. That one was the best pre-draft in the country, bro. Straight up. I'm a part of it. Yeah, I'm a part of it. Straight up. He was the best, man. My dog Ronnie's like, let me see how I can describe him. He's got young energy, but he's got OG energy
like wisdom too, right?
Yeah, young OG right there. You got that young OG energy, yes, brother.
And that's crazy because now he's been training a lot of guys too. A lot of NBA guys.
I mean, he's been doing it for a minute already too. He's been training some of these NBA guys for a minute, but now everybody's starting to realize that.
Yeah, he's mad.
Shit, I'm gonna get signed.
He's
straight up.
He's helping out everybody.
Right? At that level, when you do a pre-draft, it's all about how many players you get signed. That's it doesn't matter how good you are if you don't get signed.
Right.
You know? But man, that guy helped me out so much, bro. He put me on to a bunch of his athletes.
Right, and talk about Cam Johnson, his growth, because he worked a lot with you. He plays for Phoenix Suns. He, you and him did a lot of work together, so talk about his development.
Bro, Cam Johnson is a good kid, man. That kid works hard, and he's a great kid in all aspects of his life, from his family life to his schooling. I know he did really good in school.
Right.
Like, everything about him, he's a great kid. Bro, he was in the pre-draft. He was doing drills with Ronnie, playing live runs with Ronnie, coming to the beach and doing beach workouts. Then he'll go and lift. And then he was going and lifting, doing rehab with Dr. Reef. Like, he got this whole system, and Cam was killing every aspect. He did not miss. There's some guys that don't show up to some of the sessions. You know? Maybe, like I said, there's some guys that party the night before, straight up. They wake up the next day, they're too tired. They don't want to do a 7 a.m. beach session, 7 a.m. pool session.
That's tough.
Nah, the dude was on point every single time. Cam is a beast, man. He's gonna be really good.
And you got him through Ronnie.
Yeah, through Ronnie. Straight through Cam was straight through Ronnie, yo. Straight through Ronnie. And Sac Sports Group too. That's his agency. They work with Ronnie too. They're shit, bro.
And you also got to work at 7 a.m. at the beach with Kendrick Nunn. How'd that
go?
go?
Yeah, I just worked with Kendrick Nunn the other day. He came to one of the beach trainings. It was dope, bro. Anytime I throw one of those sessions, I just kind of expect whoever to show up. You know, like a high-level name could show up, or nobody could show up. A bunch of Euro players could show up. A bunch of college dudes could show up. To me, it ain't gonna change the quality of my training. You know, I'm gonna give all of them the same exact quality of training I was gonna give them no matter what. So I approach every session the same. Once they show up, I'm like, dope. This dude's here. Hopefully he steps up. Like, hopefully he brings that energy. I like to see. if an NBA player comes in, show me why you're in the NBA. Show these other dudes who are trying to make it to the NBA. Motivate them. You gotta be the most vocal one. And Kendrick Nunn came and he killed it, bro.
And
I ain't gonna front. He killed it. He murked that beach session.
Right.
He was first and everything. He was vocal. He was talking. He was working.
But do you think those guys are actually doing what they're supposed to do when they come in to work? Do you think they're actually locked in?
And again, it depends.
It's the energy.
It depends on the player, bro. It depends on the player. Not every player is the same. Some of them, for sure, they'll come in and they won't. I've seen it. I've seen some NBA guys come in and they're tired, bro. They just, they don't.
But what I like though is that they mix the group. They'll put like the number one player. You had the high school kid. What's his name?
Jonathan Kuminga?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
They mix them with NBA players, so it's like you have a balance. You have a balance.
But what the term is how good the balance is the NBA player, right?
Exactly.
Because if it's a really good NBA player, someone who's trying to motivate these guys, and bro, I'm not gonna lie, some of these guys do. My dog Dap does it too. Devon. These guys are in the session, man, and they're talking to the other guys. They're telling them, yo, let's go. Come on, you want to get to that next level? You gotta go. That motivates me too. I'm in the session. I'm hyped. I'm in my session. Straight up, I'm in my session. I'm sweating. I need these beach sessions. I'm talking about sweating, bro. And even weight room sessions, I need those sweating because I'm in there. I'm hyping them. That's why I said, like, my goals changed from trying to get to the level they're getting to helping them achieve it, but with the same enthusiasm and passion that I had while I was trying to get it. I just kind of redirected that shit, you know what I'm saying? Just redirected it to something else.
Talk about also too, you were my prom champion last year, right?
Yeah, they couldn't have done it without me, y'all. They couldn't have done it without me. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about, bro? These NBA dudes were so good at shaking my hand, bro.
That's what I'm saying. How dope was it though? You're on the bench.
Bro, the dopest thing ever.
Bro,
the dopest thing ever. Bro, again, shout out to my dog, Ronnie, bro. I looked at that man and I was like, bro. What I gotta do, bro? I've been trying to get in the program for years. I don't have a connection, bro. I have no, bro. One thing about me was when I came back to Miami, or even when I was growing up in Miami, bro, I had no connection, bro. Nobody. I didn't know no coaches. I didn't know no trainers. I didn't know nothing. So I wanted to play in the program, and I was good enough to play in the program. I'm like, bro, I don't got a team to play on. I don't know who to ask. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know this guy. People are like, yo, talk to this guy. I don't know who that guy is, dude. You know, look at me and be like, you want to see You know what I'm saying?
My high school tape. Look at it.
Bro, look at this video I'm gonna make the JCC. I got this JCC video, bro. Watch me cross that dude. That dude only got one leg, bro. finally told me, he gave me a chance. He basically told me, yo, I can't promise you're gonna play.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I don't care. I don't need to play. I'm gonna still make my presence felt.
Right.
You know, I'm the loudest one on the bench, bro. Straight up. After every single bucket I'm getting up, I'm clapping. I'm trying to benefit as much as I can. You know. Anytime you're in a situation like that, you want to try to benefit as much as you can, not take away, especially from people that everyone's trying to take away from them. Everyone, from these dudes, these NBA guys, these young guys, these older pro guys, all these people are trying to take away from them. They see them as, oh shit, I can gain something from this. I can gain something from this. So I try to be the complete opposite, bro. I don't try to gain nothing from these dudes other than learning to see their mentality. I learn from shit like that, bro. Straight up. Every time I'm around someone like that, I learn from their mentality. I like to see the way they move. I like to see the way they treat other people. I like to see what money can do to someone, what money can't do to someone. I'm learning. That's as much as I'm taking away from these dudes. Anything other than that, I'm just trying to give as much as I can, whether it's, bro, if I can motivate you, if I can hype you up one play, bro, I did my job, bro. If I dap you up, I tell you, yo, pick your head up, bro, and you pick up your head. I did my job. And that's what I was trying to do the whole time. I ended up playing a couple minutes, got 2 buckets, hit a left-hand layup, had an assist to Duncan Robinson. The games were fun as hell, bro. We had all the NBA dudes.
Who was your favorite one to play with?
The favorite NBA dude to play with?
To play with.
Oof. Well, to play on the same team.
Yeah, right.
We played with Antonio Blakeney. He was dope, bro. Derrick Jones Jr. jumps out the gym, bro. It's the most crazy thing. That guy would walk into the gym without his shoes tied. He would just walk, dragging his feet to the bottom of the basket, and I'll vertical put him between his legs.
Do you think that's the most exciting player to watch, like, and during that time?
Dunking, bro, yeah, bro. I mean, his dunk, even his regular ones, like, he would just go up, and his regular dunks were.
Yeah, but my question is, do you think that's working out, or do you think that's genetics?
I think there's a both, bro. I think there's a very, very big part that plays both. Like a kid who's never worked out in his life, you see some of these kids, they've never lifted ever, and they have 35-inch verticals. Right. And they're like, damn, I haven't worked out. But now if you train those kids with those natural 35-inch verticals, that's how you get a crazy vertical like Derrick Jones who's jumping 45 inches plus. Not 40, plus 45. I didn't give you a number, 45 plus, bro. Chest at the rim. Those guys have genetic predisposition and they've been trained the right way. You know what I'm saying? Now, someone who doesn't have the same genetic predisposition, could they ever get to that level of Derrick Jones? Probably not that level, bro. Because he's doing the best of both worlds. The genetics with the work. But even when you don't have those genetics, you can still work your way and get to a pretty nice level of athleticism, bro.
Talking about working your way there. So I seen one of your posts there. So teach the people a little bit. So someone like me, right? So I'm way heavier than my playing weight.
Yes.
So I'm not jumping as high. I'm not as athletic. Of course. Vice versa, the workouts and stuff like that you do and your program and all the above. You're like, I'm the heaviest and biggest that I've ever been, but you feel like you're the most athletic. So like, talk about. Of
course. So I like to bring up people like Zion Williamson into the conversation, right? What's everyone say about Zion Williamson? This man need to lose weight, this man need to lose weight, this man need to lose weight. What people don't understand is that when you're losing weight, because there's 2 ways to do it. You could be big and heavy and fat, or you could be big and heavy of muscle density. You know what I'm saying? Because muscle weighs heavier than fat. So I weigh 220. My 220 might not look like someone else at 6'1", 220. Their belly might be popping out. You know what I'm saying? Same weight, completely different composition. Right? So that's basically what it comes down to. Someone like Zion Williamson, you tell them, yo, lose 20 pounds. You're not just, people assume you're losing 20 pounds of fat. That ain't how the body works. You're losing 20 pounds, you're taking that away from your tendons, you're taking that away from your muscles. Everything gets smaller, everything loses weight. You're losing power, right? A lot of that weight, if you're losing muscle strength, you're losing power. So you might be lighter, but you're not as powerful. So you're not gonna get up as high. And that's where that comes into play. My thing is, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. Now, don't get that confused for, like, my conditioning is the best it's ever been, right? Like, I'm not explosive, my first step feels good, all of that. No, I tell these people all the time, like, I can't play with y'all. Y'all running every day, everywhere. But my explosiveness is there because I train for that. I train to be heavy, but strong as hell, explosive as hell. You know? And it's not the same thing, like, someone like a bodybuilder, people think, oh, if I squat a lot, I won't be able to jump high. It's not true, bro. See some of these guys that squat.
The whole thing. The whole gym.
They squat the whole thing.
And they can't get too.
And bro, they don't jump 2 inches. Because it's about fast twitch. It's about how quickly you can explode, how fast those contractions work. And I work all of that, bro. You know, so as long as you're focusing on that, you can keep it.
Quick class in front of the camera. So me, my experience, in order for me to get back my athleticism, I have to do the opposite, right? I gotta lose weight, I gotta get back down, trim my weight to a playing weight. How do I kind of keep the body I have now with the athleticism? Like, what kind of workouts?
So this is what you're gonna have to do, bro. If you feel better that way, you're gonna have to drop the weight, and then once you get down to that weight where you feel athletic, you're gonna have to work on building the weight back up the right way. A lot of players, the problem we build the weight back up is the wrong reasons, you know. Coronavirus hit, quarantine, we gained 20 pounds. Shit, I gained weight. No, it ain't. That's bad weight. You know what I'm saying? You want to build muscle weight. So your body has a comfortable playing weight. When you're playing, when you're not thinking about what you're eating, when you're kind of just living your life, going to workouts, going to play, your body will find a weight that it's at. Mine was 210. 210, 205. I would always sit at that weight. If I wanted to get skinnier, I would have to starve myself. If I wanted to get heavier, I would have to eat like a motherfucker. But that was my comfortable weight. Everybody has that weight. Once you find that weight for yourself, which it takes time, you got to get into a rhythm. You got to get your diet right. You got to start playing, doing some kind of activity. Your body will find that weight. Once you find that weight, now from there, you can build your way up. You can say, I need to increase my calories a little bit. I need to be killing the weight room this many times a week. And then little by little, and that's what nobody wants to do, bro. It takes time, bro. This shit didn't happen overnight, you know? I really didn't just wake up one day, 225, dunking, like I can still jump, I can still run. That didn't happen. You know, it takes years, bro. It's hard as hell. Some people tell me all the time, they're like, damn, I wish I was as big as you. I wish, like, bro, you do not wish, bro. I swear. You don't wish. It's not easy. It sucks, kind of. Like, I cannot miss workouts. Like, if I feel like shit, if I feel good, if I feel bad, if I feel sad, if I feel happy, bro, it don't matter. I cannot miss a workout. I cannot miss a workout. I literally could not maintain my body the way it's running right now if I do miss workouts. So,
and going back, like your program, it has like a diet type.
Yeah, my program has guidelines. It's tough to give diets, strict ones. Strict diets don't work. All right, I'm the number one believer in that. Strict diets do not work. So I give guidelines. I even give them an app that helps them trace their calories. So I give them a caloric guideline depending on how much they weigh, because the more you weigh, the more calories you need, all right, to fuel your muscles. So I give them a caloric guideline. I give them food suggestions of the types of foods they should be eating. But at the end of the day, you can't feed these people. It's their job. You know? It's their job to do it. Do all of them do it? Probably not. Will you still get results without doing the diet? 100%. I'm not gonna lie to you. My programming is elite, bro. You're gonna be in there killing it. You will become way more explosive. You will see results in 2 weeks. But will you get better results with the diet added? Hell yeah.
Garcia Effect, like the movement. What are you trying to push with that? What are you trying to influence and push on others?
Man, I just wanna. It's really like a whole life thing, to be honest. My goal is to influence as many athletes as possible. Obviously with really good quality, but I want quantity too. The more I feel like the more I can influence, the more people I can talk to, the more people I can see what I'm doing and can get instilled what I'm trying to instill into people, the better for me, you know? But it's all around. It's from the mental side, the emotional side, the physical side. It's everything. I believe that sports teach you more about life than anything else, bro. Literally than anything else. Some of the most successful people I know are athletes because they got that mentality. And the reason I'm successful for a fact, or getting successful, being successful, is because of the things that were instilled to me from being an athlete. Right. Yeah, from being an athlete. The hard work, the dedication, the grind, all the work I was putting in, all of that taught me how to do life a little better. So that's my goal. At the end of the day, no one's an athlete forever. You know, when I'm training a young kid, the last thing on my mind is that, damn, I'm trying to get this kid to the NBA. That's not at all what I think about when I train people. It's right now, what's the most benefit I can add to this person's life? And if you're thinking like that, eventually, if your goal is to get to the NBA, you're gonna get there. If we're getting as good as we can every single day, eventually it's gonna happen. But that's what I want Garcia Effect to be. From what you're putting into your body, to what you're putting into your mind, to what you're working out on, to a whole thing, your whole life, bro, into one thing, bro. And that's pretty much what I see Garcia Effect as.
So what issues about talking to about Gump today? Want to talk to him so we
I actually did. So since you know, it's really a life stamp, you know, that you're trying to instill into, especially the young athletes. Something that we have on the show is called Gump today. You know, Gump is great under major pressure, and you see it too, right? Dealing with so many different people from so many different backgrounds. You don't have to be at a crazy title position to face pressure, right? Sometimes in your circumstances, little as it might be, just waking up every day, that's tough, right? So Gump of the Day is, choosing that one person that exemplifies just waking up, facing challenging situations and still prevailing, still being successful, winning the day, every single day. So if you got somebody in mind, you got to shout them out.
Gump of the Day.
My Gump of the Day, bro, this is easy for me, bro. Straight up. My Gump of the Day is Raymond Rodriguez. If anybody don't know, Ray Rodriguez was one of my good friends growing up. Also a professional hooper who was hooping in Mexico. He got in an accident. He was hit by a car. Bro, I'm talking about from as soon as that accident happened, they were talking about man wasn't gonna make it. They said that like 3 or 4 times that he wasn't gonna make it. Somehow dude made it, put him in a coma. They said man's not gonna wake up. Somehow dude wakes up. Even had a brain infection. Dude wakes up. Wakes up. They say we don't know how he's gonna be, how much functionality. We don't know how good he's gonna be. And I just saw my dude last weekend, and he's standing up. He can talk. He's working his ass off every single day. Dude is doing therapy every single day. Ray Rodriguez is not just the Gump of the Day, bro. That's straight up. That's like my hero, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up, bro. I've seen it from when it happened to right now, and someone I watched grow up with me. Yeah, bro. That guy right there.
That's a good one. And I'm gonna let you close on this, but I just wanted to get your opinion, and we'll just close on this. What's your opinion on the division and the divide with everything going around, and what do you have to say about that?
With what?
Everything going around.
Like everything going on in the world right now, bro.
You'll close us on that. What do you think?
There is. Oh, man. Okay. So I got a pretty interesting view on this. I think there's always people above, and their agenda isn't always given to us, So I think that a lot of the stuff happening, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's all of these political things happening, it's for a hidden agenda. They're not telling us directly the goal here. I feel like a lot of us get lied to, a lot of us are tricked. I don't know how much you guys look into what's happening. There's a lot of stuff happening that they're keeping out of the media. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that there isn't important stuff on the media right now. There's fucking the most important stuff happening is on the media right now too.
Right.
But there's other things that are not being talked about at all. So it's like they're not dumb, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not dumb.
Right.
You don't get to that point without being one of the smartest people out here.
Right.
And those people, I think, they manipulate us, bro.
Right.
They manipulate us. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I think everybody got to stay safe. There's people doing stupid stuff, bro. People dying for no reason. People killing people for no reason. Like,
Pointless.
you gotta just be grateful, bro. You don't know when something can end. From something like that, or from just regular stuff, like getting in your car, getting in an accident. You might not be here tomorrow. I think you just gotta live grateful, live life to the fullest every day, bro. That's how I live my life. Every day to the fullest. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Even if you're just sitting at home all day that day. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. There could be a worse situation. One day you might be wishing, damn, I wish I could just sit at home all day.
Yeah, that's true, right.
You know what I'm saying? And you never know. So that's what I think with everything that's going on, bro, is just appreciate it. Everyone has their own opinions. You're never going to really change someone's opinion when they're die hard about something, You got to just try to,
One more thing before we close.
After you.
Being a hooper and all that, who's your GOAT? Who's your GOAT?
Oh, yeah.
As far as basketball?
Yeah. All time, number one.
All time.
Ah, damn.
You know the right answer.
Let me see, but that's a tough question.
You know what to say.
I'm gonna say something because he wears 2'4", so it might be.
Hold up. I'm not even gonna lie though. I did not pick 24 because of Kobe.
Okay,
So I'm not even gonna say Kobe. My bro.
See, I was trying to end it on
If you said 24, that's it with that.
Nah, bro. I'm not saying Kobe. I'm not gonna say Kobe. Shut up. My favorite number is 24 for sure, but not Kobe. But I think someone that I really and he wasn't my favorite player in the beginning. To be honest, LeBron James, I'm not gonna front. He has become my favorite player, but let me say why.
I'm gonna head out.
It wasn't in the beginning. It's because of everything that's happened, like kind of from the middle of his career, from when he went to Miami, and after that. Like all the scrutiny, all the criticism, all the negativity he gets, when in reality he has nothing to do with ball. When in reality, the man does everything to the top of it, bro. He does everything there's nothing bad you can say. Like there's nothing bad you can say about this man, but everybody talking about him.
Yes, you can say a lot of bad things about him. There's a lot of. What about what happened in Dallas? Your GOAT is gonna fold.
Bro.
Bro, you're talking about Jordan. I just said it got nothing to do with ball. I don't think I got nothing to do with basketball.
But we're talking about
hoop.
Right, but if you're about hooping,
We're not talking about who's the greatest player in the NBA.
So LeBron is more for
greatest
basketball
guy
than
like
MJ?
We're talking about
LeBron
players.
is more for basketball than MJ.
No, but LeBron has definitely got more hated than MJ for no reason. For no reason. He's gotten.
Yeah, exactly.
We're living through LeBron media age.
And
we don't know it.
And hate is like.
No, we do know.
Jordan-
Michael Jordan's always been the GOAT from when he
No, but
first.
he got scrutinized so much. He was like, "Yo, I don't even want to be in front of the camera no more."
Yeah.
That's next level. Like, I don't
He had a
know.
whole Jordan.
Jordan.
But he had a whole camera crew following him around his whole career. What the fuck you mean? I don't want to be on the camera. On this one. Like this one.
Only my boy Jerry can come.
Yeah. No cameras, just Jerry. We got an iPhone camera.
No, that's
Shit, bro.
That's dope. But no, shooting centers on the clothes, man.
This episode's been fun.
Appreciate
Tune
you.
in next week to GUMPTALK, y'all. Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. You know, I rock with y'all boys. I'm always support y'all. This is really cool, bro. People who do step out on a limb and do this kind of stuff, start their own podcast, start their own brand, I support all that, man. There's too many people showing hate.
Yeah, a lot of hate.
For no reason. For no reason, you know. You just gotta show love, bro. So I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Appreciate you, G.
So, I'm Shun.
I'm Johnny. I'm Jeannie.
Thank you for listening to this GUMPTALK.
What's up, Gump Nation? Thanks for tuning in this week's episode. You can also listen to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Tune in next week for next week's episode. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to shop on Gump Clothing for the newest merchandise. Tune in next week's episode. Stay Gump.